test run that with Elizabeth? Just curious.
Are we good?
Let's start.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna start. Hi, everybody. If I may have everyone's attention. So, my name is Eric. This is Elizabeth. You already know Jay and Tim. We are Pocket Vinyl. Elizabeth is gonna start and finish an entire painting over the course of exactly 7 songs. In that time, if you're thinking to yourself that the painting that Elizabeth is making would look fantastic next to all the crocodile skulls you got hanging on your wall back home, then there is a notebook by the open suitcases in the other room where you can put your name and put a bid, and if you are the highest bidder, about 5 minutes or so after we're done playing, you'll go home with a painting. I have absolutely no idea what Elizabeth's going to paint. She paints a completely different painting every single time we play. I sometimes sing notes that are off key, but she always has a good show.
Uh-oh.
Is that maybe
Somebody's phone?
cool sound?
Sounds great.
Hey, what is that sound?
I think you're good.
That was me, sorry.
So again, if you want to go home with a painting every single time we play, it's just a completely different thing.
Make noise?
This is, I can understand this might be just like, you know, Tuesday night show for you, but this one is a little bittersweet because again, John, who was absolutely beautiful in Straight Face, yes, this is his last night. The rest of us have a few more shows to do as Pocket Vinyl, but he's headed home tomorrow morning on a train. And it was, John, it's been an absolute pleasure being on the road with you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good to go.
Yeah.
We'll start with
Uh-oh.
Kinda like it.
and we'll be loud enough to where.
Is that the bass rate?
It's just a power thing.
No. We'll start with Death Anxiety.
Okay.
Okay, great. Ready, listen. You guys, we're really good. Trust you, and if I don't think I don't mean to, or if I don't lie, I'm not living, and if I don't die, and if I don't see it, then I'm sorry. When asked if I knew, I said hardly. We all have differing opinions, yeah, we all think we like to that I will never die. Like I lead some extra special life. just so you're all aware, Elizabeth had a thing where her brain decided to try to tell one of her bones in her foot to grow longer than the other bones in her foot. And the rest of her foot was like, what's going on? Why are they growing long? And it was like, if this is your foot, it was this bone right here. And again, the brain was like, no, just keep growing. And all the rest of the bones were like, I'm pretty sure we're done growing. And the brain was like, no, not this guy. He's got a long way to go. Or she. And the doctors said, I don't know what's going on, but we got to cut that out. And they cut out a little bit of bone, not that big, on January 3rd. And we were a little worried that Elizabeth wouldn't be able to stand or perform for this tour. She can. She's going to go and sit down in between songs. And if you're wondering why she's doing that, now we're all on the same page. Let's do Great White Shark. This is a very hot mic, but I know we all get all loud and it works, so yeah. You guys, I'm having fun. I really like to do this. Thanks again for being here. I know we're just a small little gaggle. I think there were more people over there. Who knows what they're doing? Either way, thank you very much. This is a lot of fun. All right, ready? Elizabeth usually. Where's your stool? Oh, okay. I don't really have a story. I'm just gonna keep going, you guys. Sound good? Alright, yeah, here we go. It's there. Yeah. This is one that is impossible for me to perform just myself. And so it's because the guys are with us, it's I don't know, it's not like a new song, but it feels new to me and kind of fresh. Usually Pocket Vinyl is just Elizabeth and myself touring around. So, just for some context. Open my heart to the kindness of strangers. Open my arms to fight off what could pain her. Open my eyes to assess any danger. Open my mind so I don't go insane. Open my ears to make all my songs greater. Open my mouth but not to be a hater. Open my hands to love and meet traitors. Open my life to a sudden game changer. Open my heart to the kindness of strangers. Open my arms to fight off the pain. Open my eyes to assess any danger. Open my mind so I don't go insane. Open my ears to make all my songs greater. Open my mouth but not to be a hater. Open my hands to love and meet traitors. Open my life to a sudden game changer. Open my heart to the kindness of strangers. Open my arms to fight off the pain. Open my eyes to assess any danger. Open my mouth so I don't hesitate. Open my ears to make all my songs greater. Open my hands but not to be a hater. Open my life to love and meet traitors. Open my life to a sudden game changer. Open my wounds so I see I'm inferior. Open a hole, break through the exterior. Break me apart from the infinite mirror. Open my body to feel it much clearer. Thanks. My fingernail.
Are you bleeding yet?
No,
Oh, okay.
but my fingernail is starting to separate from the finger.
It happens around this time of the set.
Yeah, I need to clip them.
How fast do you grow fingernails?
Would you like a Band-Aid?
Faster. No, it's again. There's not blood yet. It's likely it'll come. But just know if you see like my face and I'm like going, it's not necessarily because I'm intense. It's because I'm in pain. So for the rest of the set, just
Can it be both?
it might be.
How you get intense?
Hopefully the adrenaline will be able to overcome it.
Warn us if there's a splash zone.
Okay. That's alright. It's alright, man.
Turn into Double Dare.
Yeah.
That's where we put you next to the red couch.
Do you have the song you want to do, Jay?
Really?
Yeah.
No, come on.
Okay. A little joke?
Yes.
Back in 2011, we played a show with a band these guys were in called the Weird Beards, and after one of the shows, I think Elizabeth and I would perform the song, and Jay, who I didn't really know at the time, was like, "Man, I would love to play drums on that song." And I said, "Great, in 8 years, let's do it." And he said, "Awesome." And we made a date, marked our calendars, and 8 years later, to the day,
Here we are.
we met up.
You know, fun fact, that show may have been with the Gaffer Project.
Oh,
That's also very true.
It's a time.
2014.
That's no, it was way before that. Yeah.
Good try.
Fact checkers.
Stokes says no.
Tried to have a fun fact.
Fake news.
That fact was definitely not
We'll
fun.
find another one. Alright.
And it was on the same day. Who knows? Just for a couple of years later, who knows?
I do actually remember Jay saying, "Hey, in 3 years, let's do a Gaffer Project,"
Hey,
and
yeah,
then in 8, let's play this song
This
together.
band you've never heard of, that neither of you have ever heard of. Let's do a show with them.
It was a God thing. Ready?
Even myself
More of that to come.
I'm a little more voodoo, but it's okay.
Voodoo.
There we go.
Ready?
You
1,
do.
2, 3, 1.
Do what?
No.
Sorry.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Are you underwhelmed? Perhaps there is something I'm missing. But I don't think that I endure as much as you claim. I don't think she is lying to my face, and her actions are a dime to how she thinks. Oh, it's an honest mistake, and I'm sure it won't happen again. Oh, it's an honest mistake, and I'm sure it won't happen again. Oh, it's an honest mistake, and I'm sure it won't happen again. Oh, it's an honest mistake, and I'm sure it won't happen again. Understand? Well, I'm confused, 'cause you're still clinking glasses and beer spills from both sides of your mouth onto your shirt. I can't tell, and I can't read, I can't spell, I can't see if there's a scale used in design. Oh, it's an honest mistake, and I'm sure it won't happen again. Oh, it's an honest mistake, and I'm sure it won't happen again. Oh, it's an honest mistake, and I'm sure it won't happen again. It's an honest mistake, and I'm sure it won't happen again. A little joke about their nature, well, that's another thing. Great. We got 3 songs left, you guys. In case we keep counting from the beginning. So you guys remember that one song where Jay came out front and he's like, "What's some overpaid motorcade?" It was like dun, 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 dun. From their set.
Yeah.
Last night they played it. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's the one.
So that's if you didn't know the lyrics, he goes, "Oh, it's an overpaid motorcade." It's about Trump. And for some reason, last night we slept on the floor in this guy's basement. And as if you've ever slept on the floor, you know that it's a turning sleep. You sleep for like about 15 minutes, and you wake up and you go, "Time for a new position that doesn't hurt," and you move, and then you sleep for another 15 minutes.
Rotisserie.
And the entire night, I don't blame either of them or Johnny for that matter, but every time I woke up, the only thought I had was, "What's overpaid motorcade?" Just like in my head. And then I'd just turn all back to sleep. And then I'd like be dreaming about stuff, and then I kind of like open my eyes and you have that like, "Wait, where am I? Oh yeah, oh, it's overpaid motorcade." And
Oh my gosh.
it was the most earwormy of. I don't.
It's a bug. It's a bug.
It's not. I feel like if you listen to it, it's not immediately apparent.
Yeah.
It's one of those backdoor guys. You know what I mean? It's not like My Sharona, where you're like, obviously that's gonna be in my head forever. Which, by the way, you're welcome. Regardless of what you heard tonight, that's what you're gonna go home with. But anyway,
I'm sorry, but
there's not really much of an end to that story, other than their song tortured me all night. Great.
where that came from.
There, let's. You guys high five my sleeplessness?
Yeah.
That's fine.
This next song is one that by the time I started the sentence I hadn't decided, and now I have decided that it is called Foggy Mess. It is one that I don't know how well the lyrics are coming through and stuff, but whatever your position on the Lord is, this is my experience with that whole thing. I found that pretty much every single person I've ever met in my life has their own unique view on what's happening with, you know, not only who built this house, that was a weird joke, but more like, you know, just existence and like what's happening. And I've been all over the map throughout my life, and I find far too often people try to be evangelical about their position, whether it's some sort of believer or atheist or what, but I just like talking about it because I think belief and theology and all that kind of stuff outside of any organized religion or anything, it's just fascinating to me. Yeah. Anyway, this is kind of this is my experience, summary of where I've been. Right? Then right back to my religious self. I was sure of nothing.
pick and choose to fit God into our personal box. Maybe the point of it all is the paradox. It was the Lord that disgusted me. It was my fellow followers' hypocrisy, and I say that knowing 100% I'm referring to myself as well as them. 'Cause I'll quickly forget rules and laws, forgetting I can't listen with my moving jaw. And the Bible states it quite clearly that those who thought that way are called Pharisees. Oh, I've got to read that resist what catches me. And I've got to read that resist what catches me. And I try to flee and it chases happily. Oh, I've got to read that resist what catches me. Now I'm not sure of the title I own. I'd rather not have one if I can be so bold. But the one thing I feel that I can sink my teeth into is a love that forgives my enemies. And I know I'll fail with the bar so high, and something inside me compels me to try. Yeah, you may call me a heretic, you can't spell that word without hearing. It feels good, like a favor, but these thoughts still under this favor. But I'm disowned by my family when I claim that there's a hell and probably envy. Yes.
Humility? Or what?
No, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
cool.
Great.
Just get it out.
This is my favorite thing to do.
He's so excited.
I just like doing it. There's some bands that like to pretend like, oh, I don't know, we're like, oh cool, we don't really care. I care a lot. I really want you to have fun. I don't know. I absolutely love doing this, guys. And this is kind of like you're all looking at us and stuff. People don't always do that at places. And we played to far more people who have paid far less attention, and we've also played to far less people who paid less attention as well. I realized that if I said far less people who paid more attention, it was like an insult to your faces. We're gonna play 2 more songs again. The painting is gonna be done at the end of that time, so if you want to go home with it, right in the other room, just write your name, put a bid, and no, you can't see it, Jay. That's not the rules.
Elizabeth said,
Under contract, we're like, Jay, you cannot see it before it's all done. And he's like, but I want to, I'm a fan. And we said, no, buddy. And then we threw some crackers at his face and said,
Torture. Get back in your cage. Eat your jerk.
Sing overpaid motorcade.
Sing it again.
Sing it again, you Just picture like
A box of Triscuits, just bringing them out, crunching them in your hands, and throwing them in your
Savor
face.
It's the Cheez It knockoff.
I said Triscuits.
Oh, well, I said
Still
savor it.
favorites.
Okay. What about the whale ones?
Whales.
What are those called? Whales?
Yeah.
Great.
Those are the
Just whales in your face.
Or cheddar bunnies.
The whales are best.
This next one too is one that I cannot do by myself in concert, and so it's very fun for me to play. And I probably say that to you so that you know how much fun I'm having, because again, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm having a good time.
which it was talking about this like dream that is familiar to it's been something that like in Western culture has been something for the last about 70 years or so, has been a dream that like 65 to 70% of just the population has had. They're kind of not really sure why. It was this interesting like kind of dissection, and had a few theories of the dream is like it's where you like wake up somewhere sort of like in the dream and you're not really sure what is going on. Sometimes it's a field, like the location isn't necessarily important, and this is probably some of you will statistically the majority of you should find this slightly familiar. But you kind of wake up in the dream and you're kind of like looking around, and all of a sudden there's like an intense need to get something, and you begin like kind of like patting like the legs or like searching around, and then the kind of dream is just this frantic search for a thing. And what this article was saying was that what was it exactly? It was like the leading theory is that what most people are looking for, what kind of the dream means, like a Freudian aspect, is that most people were looking for a pocket vinyl T-shirt. And so, if you, I was kind of hoping for a bigger laugh at the end, but hey, this is the very last day in which a T-shirt that has a two-headed deer with lasers shooting out of the deer eyes, one saying pocket vinyl and the other saying straight to VHS. This is the last day that tour T-shirt is relevant. We made them especially for this tour. They're orange with yellow print, if that's something you would like. And if you've had that dream before, that was all made up. I'm sorry. Yeah, I feel like this is I've told that joke sometimes, and usually people get it. There's sometimes where like this one woman got really angry with me because I think she got like invested in the story. She's like, "This is fascinating. What is this?" Anyway, look, if you like comics, Elizabeth has a webcomic. We have a book of it. It's called The Turing Test. If you like movies, we made a full-length feature documentary film with features both Jordan and Aaron over here being interviewed. It's about small-time tour bands. If you like apparel, guys from the fashion industry, as I just mentioned. If you like music, if you like painting, we have a painting right over here. And if you're like, I don't believe Elizabeth can do this night after night, guys, we have a whole bunch of prints over there that say otherwise. If you enjoy wood carven pins with cats that says Anxiety Kitty on it, yeah, we have that exactly what you're talking about. If you want a coloring book called The Bear of Bad News that has a bear that progressively tells you worse and worse news as the book goes on, starting with things like there's no more ice cream left and ending with things like your condition is inoperable and everyone you love will die someday, then yeah, we got that too. Guys, I feel like all our enemies are vanquished and we're not just friends here. Sorry if we scared them all away. It is a Tuesday after all. I would like to give one more thanks to John for joining us, man. It's Church I know, like, you know, we're going to be back in just a few days, but at the same time, we're going to miss you, man. And we still got one more night of hanging out and stuff, but this has been so much fun. Thank you guys again for playing with us. If you happen to be in Roanoke on Friday, we're playing there with Capital Project again, and you can see this exact same show, and maybe I'll say some different things in between songs. Great, this is going to be our last one. Oh, are you good to do one more? Okay. You don't. Always here. All right.
Sing if you wanna sing, I don't. Praise if you wanna praise, I won't. See if you wanna see, I'll try. It's hard to see with a blind mind's eye. Never you mind, 'cause I always gave up. And I was inclined, but it's never enough. Number on every song. If you're only here for a little while, you can just drop off that paranoid smile. 'Cause when you bleed, please don't bleed next to me. I've got a problem with the way these things are seen. And I've been self-described as a tiny man with a tiny life. But the little things get smaller and smaller every year. Every year, yes, the little things get smaller and smaller every year. Sing if you wanna sing, oh well. Do you think I'm going to hell? Guys, we didn't bleed. But I have a new fingernail bend thing. You can see it later if you'd like. I don't know. Thanks again, everybody. We're Pocketball again. We'll leave the painting open for another few minutes. If you want to come get a closer look, take pictures, please feel free to do so. Yeah, I don't know. See y'all in Roanoke.
Will you guys be